Hello and welcome to another Shut It Slag News. You slag. My name is Sweeney Pat, but everyone calls me Duke. Today's top news story. 2 squirrels went on a train ride, which Jeremy Clarkson touched briefly on his Sunday Times column. And speaking of touching something briefly, I should be chewing the cud on rapper turned rapist P. Diddy. In personal news, I'm not pregnant. It was a false alarm. I'm now officially a professional reporter. I've had some new cards made at Vistaprint. Unlike these Danish dummies at Lego, who have stopped handing out these things to employees because they are racist, as they're all the colour of egg foo young. You slag! You slag! On to Hubert Humphrey now. Never heard of him. You what? Oh, US Vice President from 1965 to 1969, Hubert Humphrey. Why don't you just put it on the auto cue car? Who was once quoted as saying, behind every successful man stands a surprised mother-in-law. And no mother-in-law would have been more surprised than the one of internationally loved rapper P. Diddy. Not so much with the ladies, who is this week's favourite rapist. Which is good because I didn't feel that the mainstream media were being diverse enough on the whole. So, there you have it. The highly popular rapper-rapist P. Diddy, whose full name is Sean Diddy Combs. The whiskers, to evade forensics, is going back to his high-security crib to chill with his old homies from the hood. In other news, 2 squirrels were on a train ride from Reading to Gatwick, but they really wanted to go to Heathrow. According to Jeremy Clarkson, who touched briefly on this topic in the Sunday Times newspaper. Yes, you know, Jeremy Clarkson, a man who, despite his amazing talent of voicing his words with such charisma and articulation, his dress sense is so bad, he even made Chris McCausland flinch, and he's doing the moonwalk on Strictly. He ended up in the wrong studio. They were filming Apollo 42. We've all been there with our Spinal Tap moment, rock and roll. They are Lego business cards, says the Wall Street Journal. Give that man some Bitcoin. I can't see the bleeding auto cue now, can I? Danish toy company, debatable, Lego, has long made disposable minifigures for its employees to hand out at conferences with their name on their chest and their contact details on the back. According to the conference centre's log, the miniature models are a big hit with Lego collectors and people who like to sell stuff for a profit, and individual pieces sell for as much as $1,000 on Amazon Marketplace alongside second-hand buckets, but there's no demand for them because they are Shiite. Speaking on similar terms, Israel launched a wave of airstrikes against Hullabaloo in southern Lebanon this morning, because as we all know, it takes much longer to get up north the slow way. You can. And as part of the ongoing skirmish in the middle no one wants to go to, east, apparently it is localised attacks, so it's nowhere near us. Speaking of out of sight, out of mind, it's National Dementia Awareness Week this week. Or was it last week? What's the date today? Whose birthday was it? Odds of the trials and tribulations of the International Health Service now, though there's nothing in the news about anything, but I presumed. Oh yeah, wait a minute. In an effort to save money, the NHS are now giving patients the chance to have both cataracts done at the same time, and they're now using Parma ham instead of bandages. Oh no, it's just another piece of AI artwork from the musky machines that are using my oxygen. Speaking on conferences, is that what we were just talking about? Anyway, Rachel Reeves sought to strike. I'd rather she resigned. You what? Oh, strike an upbeat tone in her Labour conference speech, insisting that there will be no return to austerity. Austin who? He mustn't have turned up, love. He must have free tickets to Arsenal. And that her optimism for Britain burns as bright as it has ever done. For women on 6-figure salaries in a world with no men. You're right, things are as good as they've always been. The Chancellor, whose address was, I don't know, Gucci? Oh no, 11 Clanning Street. You know how words can have more than one meaning. Address was briefly interrupted by a heckler. Give that man a medal, or maybe allow him to just make some profit in his chosen profession. We really do get wiser with age. According to a new study of more than 2,000 pensioners, they won't remember. Brain boffins at Stanford? What the jumping jihadi Frankie Boyle at a Happy Clan college? Anyway, so brain boffins found that the risk-taking element of our brain starts to fade as we get older. No, all of the brain begins to fade as we get older. Dying habit springs to mind, and we can't move as quick. We forget how to correctly pronounce adjectives. We can't do a lot of things. And we become less susceptible to hormones, except for Rolf Harris, allowing us to make more balanced and emotionally intelligent decisions. Like you. Chancellor Rachel Reeves also doubled down, I don't want to know your sex life, love, on her decisions to means test. I'm including a couple of dribblers there. Well, Ronnie Barker can do it, but I can't. You can't. Rachel Reeves challenged winter fuel payments and pledged to act on the carnival of waste and fraud that took place during the pandemic. Well, the ones that were dead didn't do too much wasting of their soon-to-be cut short time at the carnival. And they probably didn't even have their dinner. They were probably having oops. This has been Shut It Slag News. Ta-ra! You slag! You slag!